Have you ever noticed how some days glide by with ease? Your mind feels sharp, emotions steady, and creative energy streams without resistance. Yet, on other days, despite your intentions, everything feels sluggish and out of sync. This contrast isn't random. It has roots in science, especially quantum physics and neurobiology. Once you grasp these dynamics, your relationship with your own energy shifts entirely. High vibration isn't just a passing feeling or something forced through sheer will. It's a precise, observable, and measurable state of your biofield, arising when mind, body, and emotions move in harmony. And it's not reserved for monks or mystics in distant sanctuaries. You can access it right here, right now. Once you learn how to sense and cultivate it, most people, however, live caught in cycles of reaction and resistance. They wake up weighed down by yesterday's stress, repeating the same thoughts that trigger the same emotions, which then fuel identical biochemical responses in the body. From a quantum perspective, this is more than a habit. It's a frequency loop. Your energy field constantly broadcasts like a radio signal, interacting with the larger quantum field and influencing what you perceive, how you feel, and the reality you step into. This process isn't about suppressing your emotions or faking joy. It's about fostering coherent lining thought patterns, heart rhythms, and nervous system responses into a unified flow. Imagine tuning your inner instruments so they produce a steady, resonant signal. When clarity takes shape within the quantum field, mirrors it back through synchronicities that feel too precise to be mere coincidence. You become an anchored observer, free from scattered desires or conflicting beliefs. Pause for a moment. Simply notice your energy. Don't rush to change it, just observe. Is there lightness in your body or subtle tightness in your chest? Are certain thoughts circling in the background? This small act of awareness already begins the shift, breaking the loops that keep your frequency tethered to old timelines. It opens a channel for a new, coherent signal that the quantum field can resonate with and reflect. Here's a fresh angle. Your vibration rarely collapses suddenly. Instead, it fades through tiny, almost invisible choices, reacting instead of pausing, holding your breath instead of releasing it, replaying stories rather than witnessing them neutrally. Recognizing this gives you power, because the same way frequency diminishes in unnoticed moments, it can also reignite in small sparks of awareness. These micro moments of presence rebuild your energetic signature, step by step. Neurocardiology research uncovers something striking. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field far stronger than your brain's. When your heart rhythms flow smoothly in sync with breath, you broadcast an elevated, structured frequency around your body. This isn't poetic exaggeration, it's measurable. Even short periods of coherence influence your body chemistry, calm the nervous system, and reshape how the brain processes reality. Your perception expands, grows less reactive, and opens to deeper insight. Why does this matter? Because the quantum field responds not just to thoughts or words, but to the totality of your energetic broadcast. You might repeat affirmations about joy or abundance, but if your body resonates with tension or scarcity, the message is dissonant. In quantum terms, incoherence produces unpredictable, chaotic results, often the very things you try to avoid. This is why staying positive often feels exhausting. The body's energy contradicts the mind's intention. What you'll uncover here is how to end that conflict, not by forcing happiness or silencing real emotions, but by continually returning to harmony. This isn't about perfection. It's a practice of awareness. Each time you notice imbalance and gently guide yourself back, you strengthen coherence. Over time, magnetism and calm, chances are they've mastered this coherence. They don't just think intentionally, they embody a different vibrational state. Since the quantum field responds to your whole presence, thoughts, emotions, focus, your frequency becomes the most potent lever you can consciously shift. In the next stage of this journey, we'll explore how to condition your nervous system for higher resonance, how a few mindful minutes each morning can set your energy tone, and how to recognize the subtle signs of stepping into coherence. By the end, you won't just understand the theory, you'll feel what it means to witness your own vibration steadily, calmly, and clearly. And that state, more than any routine or affirmation, is what realigns your life with its highest potential. If you're still reading, part of you already senses that vibration is more than a passing mood. It's the invisible language through which your body engages with the quantum field. This isn't abstract philosophy, it's science. Let's begin with a principle often overlooked. Every experience exists as probability until your awareness locks it into reality. In quantum physics, this is the collapse of the wave function. Until focus engages a specific potential, it remains an open possibility. Your observation, combined with the emotional charge you carry, selects one outcome and stabilizes it as lived experience. This isn't metaphor. It's a measurable interaction between consciousness and the quantum framework of space-time. Neuroscience adds another layer. Your brain constantly constructs a model of reality, shaped by memory, habit, and expectation. What you perceive isn't unfiltered truth, it's a controlled projection. But here's the crucial part. These signals don't arise solely from thought. They emerge from the heart, breath, posture, and the electromagnetic field surrounding you. This explains why simply thinking differently, without addressing the body's state, rarely transforms anything. Picture your vibration as a transmission tower. Each thought emits frequency, each emotion adds complexity, and every choice either strengthens or distorts the coherence of your signal. When all components synchronize, you radiate a clear, powerful broadcast. In turn, the quantum field organizes itself in response, itself to mirror that inner harmony, taking form as what we call synchronicities. That's why you might suddenly cross paths with the right person, receive an unexpected but perfectly timed opportunity, or feel nudged toward an action you would have overlooked in a lower express vibrational state. Here's the catch. Most people, unknowingly, interrupt this natural flow. They think raising vibration means forcing affirmations or suppressing uncomfortable emotions. But this actually creates dissonance, a gap between what you're saying and what your body is experiencing. You might affirm, "I am abundant." Yet, if your nervous system is still wired for survival and fear, the quantum field receives a jumbled signal. That energetic contradiction scatters focus and interferes with collapsing the wave into your chosen reality. The clearest way to understand this is through coherence. Research into the heart's electromagnetic field shows that elevated states, gratitude, love, peace generate smooth, flowing waveforms. These patterns reveal harmony between heart and brain, guiding the nervous system into balance. In contrast, stress, worry, or irritation create jagged, erratic rhythms that signal incoherence and inner discord, disrupting how you think, feel, and broadcast energy. This misalignment doesn't just affect your emotions, it muddies the vibrational message you're transmitting into the field. In this session, you'll learn to notice those subtle shifts. You'll realize sustaining a high frequency isn't about forcing cheerfulness, but about recognizing when coherence slips and gently bringing yourself back. Think of it like tuning an instrument. The first step is hearing when you're out of tune. Only then can you adjust your internal frequency. So how do you put this into practice? The next time you catch yourself tightening, whether from job stress, conflict, or a wave of self-doubt, pause. Bring awareness to your heart center. Slow your breath. Watch the narrative your mind is spinning and ask, is this the vibration I want to project into the field? That moment of mindfulness gives you choice. Each time you choose coherence over reactivity, you strengthen your ability to hold a stable, elevated frequency, regardless of what's happening externally. Let's be clear, this isn't about denying discomfort or pretending life is easy. High vibration doesn't mean detaching from reality. It means staying grounded in trust while navigating complexity. It's the understanding that while you can't control every event, you absolutely can control the energetic signal you send back. If this feels new, or if it stirs something deeper than logic, I invite you to continue. Because by the end of this journey, you won't just pick up tools for temporary elevation. You'll understand how to create a lasting, energetic pattern that becomes your natural baseline. And if you're already sensing a small shift inside, inner nudge, a feeling of remembering something vital that quiet awareness signals, your system is aligning and your field is already stabilizing. One of the most underestimated factors in maintaining high vibration is how you start your morning. In those first minutes after waking, your brain moves from theta into beta waves. During this transition, your subconscious remains open and stress circuits haven't fully activated. This short window is a prime chance to set the energetic tone of your day. Yet, most people jump into reactivity, checking emails, scrolling news, replaying yesterday's worries. Without realizing, they cue the nervous system to repeat old patterns that scatter energy and dull clarity. By creating coherence first thing, you stabilize your biofield and send a clear, elevated signal. This isn't just a pleasant ritual, it's a measurable change in the electromagnetic patterns of both heart and brain. In this video, I'll guide you through one foundational practice you can start tomorrow. It's simple, but its power compounds with consistency. Heart coherence, breathing, studied extensively by the HeartMath Institute. The method is straightforward. By slowing your breath and focusing on the heart center, you bring the autonomic nervous system into equilibrium. This balance becomes the biological foundation for sustaining higher vibration. Here's how to begin. When you wake, before reaching for your phone or stepping out of bed, rest a hand over your chest. If you'd like, close your eyes. First, just observe your natural breathing, no need to change it immediately. Then, gently shift into an even rhythm. Inhale for about 5 seconds. Exhale for about 5 seconds. Once this steadies, imagine your breath flowing in and out of your heart space. With each inhale, draw in calming, restorative energy. With each exhale, release stress or noise as your rhythm stabilizes. Evoke a renewing emotion, gratitude, appreciation for someone you love, or simply the joy of being alive. Let that feeling expand in your chest and radiate outward. Just 3 to 5 minutes of this practice synchronizes breath and heartbeat into what's called cardiac coherency, scientifically observed, harmonized pattern that steadies the whole system. Your brain shifts into structured wave states, hormonal regulation improves, and your electromagnetic field becomes clear and unified. What does this mean practically? You're crafting an inner environment where clarity, resilience, and creative flow become easier to access throughout your day. And here's why it matters. On a quantum level, your heart's coherent field extends beyond your body. Studies show it radiates several feet outward, influencing both the environment and the people you encounter. That's why others may respond differently when you walk in calm and centered. It isn't about good vibes, it's coherence. Starting your day this way also transforms how you meet challenges. Anchored in heart coherence, you're less likely to default to survival mode. Instead of snapping into stress or agitation, you respond with calm awareness and deliberate intention. From a quantum perspective, this steady broadcast helps collapse probabilities into outcomes aligned with your higher state. And remember, this isn't about forcing positivity. It's about creating conditions where elevated feelings arise naturally. You're not manipulating mindset, you're establishing harmony within, forming the energetic ground for high-frequency living. How soon do results show up? The answer is encouraging. Research shows even 3 minutes of heart-focused breathing can shift your biology for hours. With repetition, your nervous system adapts, making coherence easier to access, even in tough moments. This is why I suggest treating it not as a trick, but as a daily ritual, a way of affirming to yourself and to the quantum field. Today, I choose to step into coherence first. Over time, you'll notice that the very situations which once triggered automatic reactions start to lose their intensity. You'll find yourself steadier, sharper, and more connected to what truly matters. In the next part of this journey, we'll explore how to sustain that elevated frequency while moving through the unpredictability of daily life. Because while it's one thing to feel aligned during a calm morning practice, it's another to remain centered when the day gets messy. Yet, with a few subtle shifts, you'll realize your inner coherence can become the most reliable force. In any environment you encounter, stay with me. The field is always tuned to your broadcast, and the frequency you send out today is already shaping the probabilities of your future. Though beginning the morning in alignment is powerful, many people notice their coherence gradually weakens as the day goes on. A flood of emails, sudden challenges, or simply absorbing other people's energy can throw you off balance. Without tools to navigate these changes, you easily slip back into ingrained habits and reactive loops, reinforced by repetition. That's why sustaining a high vibration isn't about avoiding stress. It's about learning how to return to alignment swiftly and steadily. No matter what's happening around you, here's what might surprise you. Some of the biggest energetic shifts don't come from major breakthroughs. They emerge in the smallest in-between moments. Neuroscience calls these state shifts the subtle changes in your body, breath, and focus as you move through different situations. The secret lies in noticing when coherence fades and having simple practices to recalibrate. Picture this. You're focused on important work, and out of nowhere, criticism lands. Instantly, your heart rhythm scatters, your breath shortens, your body tenses, and your mind flips into defense. From a quantum perspective, your broadcast turns jagged-colored with resistance, fear, and stress. This isn't something positive. Thinking alone can override, but you can interrupt the loop through mindful awareness. One of the most effective tools is what I call the micro-reset. It doesn't need privacy, equipment, or anyone else's help. Here's how. The moment tension rises, pause, drop your shoulders. Feel the ground or chair beneath you. Take a slow breath in, then let your exhale stretch just a bit longer. Bring your awareness back to your heart space and briefly recall the feeling you cultivated in your morning practice. Gratitude.com. Openness. This simple shift interrupts the stress cycle, lowers cortisol, and restores the heart's coherent rhythm, signaling safety and balance back to your brain. Notice. This isn't about forcing fake positivity. Nothing is being pushed. It's simply stepping outside the automatic loop long enough to remember who you are beyond survival mode. Over time, these micro-resets condition your nervous system to return to coherence more naturally and with less struggle. Another critical part of sustaining high frequency is how you manage attention. Most people let their focus scatter notifications, distractions, replaying past worries. Every time your focus fragments, coherence diminishes. That's why, at the end of the day, even if nothing dramatic happened, you can still feel drained. You unintentionally scattered your energy field. To shift this, start practicing presence in single-task moments. When you work, be fully engaged. When you eat, just eat. When you talk, give your complete attention. This simple discipline not only conserves energy, but also strengthens the brain's ability to maintain the coherent patterns linked to elevated vibration. From a quantum lens, focused attention purifies your energetic broadcast, making it easier to attract aligned outcomes. You can also anchor yourself with tiny rituals scattered through your day. For example, every time you wash your hands, take one conscious breath and silently affirm, "I am energy." When moving through a doorway, pause briefly with gratitude, consciously choosing the frequency you want to carry forward. Simple as they seem, these practices gradually retrain your nervous system so coherence becomes natural rather than forced. And remember, this isn't about chasing a constant state of serene perfection. It's about recognizing when you've drifted out of alignment and deciding to return. That's the defining trait between those who sustain high vibration and those who feel swept away by external events. Elevated individuals don't avoid obstacles, they master recalibration. Before we step further, I invite you to try this now. Ground your intention in action by writing a simple phrase in the comments. I am energy. This isn't just words, it's a signal to your field, a conscious declaration that you're stepping into active creation of your reality. When you type it, pause and feel the resonance in your body. Let it be a meaningful gesture. The quantum field will echo back in ways that might surprise you. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll explore how to safeguard your vibration from outside interference, how to consciously generate a personal field that not only protects but amplifies your energy no matter where you are or who you're with. By now, you've seen that high vibration isn't a static achievement. It's a living, ongoing practice. And to truly embody it throughout your day, there's another dimension to explore: energetic protection. Not in the sense of defensive shielding, but as the intentional creation of a strong, coherent field around you, one that naturally filters out what's not aligned with your chosen state. From a quantum science perspective, this isn't mystical, it's measurable. Every living being radiates an electromagnetic signature, and the human heart generates the strongest one. This field stretches well beyond your physical body, interacting with the greater energy around you. When your heart is in coherence, when your breath, emotions, and nervous system are harmonized, becomes a living boundary. Others sense it. Spaces respond to it. Without trying to defend yourself, you naturally repel anything out of sync with your vibration. So, how do you consciously build this energetic shield? One of the most potent methods is blending visualization with somatic presence. Let's try it right now. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Bring awareness to your heart. Begin breathing slowly and deeply. With each inhale, imagine drawing golden light into your chest, warm, radiant energy that restores and strengthens you. With each exhale, feel that golden light expand outward, forming a luminous, fluid field surrounding your body. Visualize it as a responsive, intelligent shield, not rigid, but alive, welcoming what uplifts and quietly deflecting what doesn't. As you hold this vision, notice your body's response. Maybe warmth in your chest, tingling in your arms or fingertips. These are real somatic signals that coherence is anchoring into your system. Your body reacts because your energy field and nervous system are finely tuned to both focus and intention. From a quantum perspective, the steady concentration of your awareness begins to collapse possibilities into tangible reality. What you're creating isn't just imagined. Your protective field becomes a real influence, shaping how you feel and how others respond to you. This practice isn't only about cultivating an inner sense of safety. It changes the way you interact with the world. Stressful situations lose their hold on you. The emotions of others become easier to witness without absorbing. You transform into an anchor of steadiness, a constant energetic presence in any environment. Science supports this as well. Research on heart rate variability and electromagnetic synchronization shows that people in coherent heart-line states can affect those around them, sometimes even from afar. Your field acts like a tuning fork, quietly inspiring balance in others. This explains why a deeply grounded person can shift the atmosphere of a room without a single word. Here's the deeper truth. This form of protection isn't about resisting life or building walls. It's about transmitting such a clear, consistent signal that discord simply cannot stick. You're not avoiding life. You're embodying your frequency so completely that it speaks on your behalf. Your energy radiates in a stable, harmonious rhythm, and anything out of sync naturally loses impact. I encourage you to bring this visualization into daily transitions before stepping into a meeting, while entering a crowded space, or even during your commute. Just a breath or two is enough to reconnect with that golden field. Over time, the cumulative effect is profound. What once drained you will pass through without leaving a mark. Triggers that previously knocked you off balance will meet your steady presence instead. As we move into the next stage of this journey, we'll focus on integration. Everything you've practiced so far will come together in a short but powerful exercise designed to help you embody and stabilize your elevated frequency. You'll also receive an invitation to deepen this work within a conscious, supportive community, because coherence isn't only about personal transformation, it ripples outward, influencing the world around you. Integration means grounding your elevated state into something repeatable, something embodied, a practice you can return to whenever you feel pulled back into reactivity, anxiety, or doubt. High vibration isn't a single milestone you reach and leave behind. It's a living rhythm, cultivated in every breath and in every choice. Let's lock this in now with a simple guided practice. If possible, sit comfortably where you won't be interrupted. If you're multitasking, that's okay. Just let the words wash over you. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Place one hand over your chest, feeling into your heart space. Inhale slowly through your nose, letting your abdomen expand. Exhale gently through your mouth, releasing any tension in your shoulders, jaw, or forehead. Keep breathing evenly, letting awareness sink deeper into your body. Now, call back the golden field you practiced earlier, radiant, shimmering light encircling you. With each inhale, see it expanding, brighter and stronger. With each exhale, sense it anchoring, stabilizing, becoming a living field that moves with you. As you hold this vision, affirm silently, I am the observer, I am the field, I am the frequency. Don't just think the words, feel them vibrating within you. You are not separate from the quantum field. You are an active expression of it, shaping probability through conscious presence. The state you choose now radiates outward, influencing what unfolds next. Stay here for a few breaths, sensing your own presence. Maybe it feels warm, expansive, calm, or centered. There's no right way. Awareness itself is enough. When you're ready, open your eyes slowly. Notice how your state has shifted, perhaps softer, clearer, or more focused. This is coherence embodied. This is high vibration taking form. And this is the invitation. Keep returning to this practice, not to achieve perfection or eternal calm, but to reinforce your choice of alignment over reactivity. With each return, coherence becomes less effort and more natural. Eventually, you won't have to stay high. It will simply be your baseline before closing. Remember, you're not walking this path alone. A growing movement of people is stepping into this exploration, weaving science and consciousness into a shared practice. Individuals choosing empowerment instead of passivity, coherence instead of fragmentation. If something stirred in you during this experience, a resonance, a recognition, even a spark of curiosity, I invite you to take the next step. Subscribe, not just for more content, but to step into a field of collective intention and discovery. In this space, you'll expand your practice, connect with others, and strengthen the energy you're choosing to live by each time you return. Here, whether revisiting a practice or exploring something new, you reinforce the frequency you want to embody.